Hi, my name is Daly, and I started baking when I was a little girl with my gran and with my mom, and I absolutely loved baking, and I really enjoyed learning everything I could. And as I got older, I'd been through a lot of careers, and I realized that baking was always my passion, and I wanted to get back to that. So I decided to go back to school and learn how to bake professionally. I've done some internships at French pastry kitchens and at a bread kitchen, and I've learned a lot of skills which I would just love to share with you. But what I'm going to do is not teach you just to make one recipe. I'm going to teach you to make a recipe that also can lead on to other things. So you will learn one skill that you could add other ingredients to, do other things to it, and you have a whole lot of products just from learning one skill. So what I'm trying to teach you here is that baking can be fun, baking can be an amazing experience, it can be your meditation, it can be your happy place. So come along with me on this journey, and I hope that you learn something, and I hope that you have some fun, because baking is all about having fun at the end of the day. So today we're going to make a really easy flop-proof scone recipe that we're going to add some chocolate chips to, some cheddar cheese, and then we're going to have 3 items. So we're going to have a plain scone, a chocolate chip, and a cheddar cheese just from one recipe. So if you're ready to start, we're going to get going. Let's have some fun. Okay, so for our scones today, the ingredients you're going to need are some heavy whipping cream, some lemonade, Sprite, 7-Up, either one of those works well, and some self-raising flour. And we're going to use our chocolate chips, and we're going to use some cheddar cheese. So what you're going to need to do is we're going to weigh out our ingredients, and then it is super easy. All we're going to do is mix everything together. But what I suggest you do before you weigh out all your ingredients is you preheat your oven. It's very important that you preheat your oven and make sure that the oven is heated to the correct temperature before you put your scones in. So we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then we're going to weigh out our ingredients. Okay, so for our lemonade scones, this is the ingredients that you're going to need. We need 4 cups of self-raising flour. Remember to spoon your flour into your cup and level it out. You don't want to scoop your flour, because then you're going to get too much flour, and then it's going to make your scones a little bit drier than we want. You're going to need 300 mils of Sprite or 7-Up and 300 mils of heavy cream. All we're going to do is we're going to add it all together. I like to add my cream in first, because when you add in the Sprite, it creates the lightness and the bubble, and you don't want to add that in first and then add in your cream. So first we're going to add in our cream, and we're just going to give that a bit of a stir. Then we're going to add in our Sprite. And give that a stir. The thing about scones is you really don't want to overwork this mixture, because the more you work it, the more you mix it, the tougher your scones are going to get. So the less you mix it, the better. So you just want to mix it until it's just combined, making sure that there's no dry flour left at the bottom. Okay, give it a good mix. And then we're going to put it onto a board, and we're going to cut it. You can use a cookie cutter, but my mom taught me to make scones using a glass, and I just can't make it or do it any other way. So I'm going to use a glass for mine. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're just going to separate a little bit of this out into our other bowls, so that we can add our chocolate chips to some and our cheese to the other, so we can make our other scones. And the rest of this we're going to just do plain. So put that onto our floured board so that they don't stick. Okay, make sure you get all those bits off. And then you're just going to tap it really gently, flip it over so that you've got the flour on top, and just tap it really gently. The less you work it, the better your scones are going to be. Okay, and we're going to cut out our scones. Okay, the extra that you have, you can pull it all back together, but be really gentle doing this. Try and get it back into one sort of piece, and then you can just cut out some more. The last piece we're just going to make into one scone. Okay, then in our others, we're just going to add in our ingredients. So in this one, we're just going to add in our chocolate chips and give it a gentle mix. As I said, don't overwork these scones. And my daughter says there's never too many chocolate chips in these scones. So you don't need to weigh it out, just kind of add in as many as you feel that you would like in your scones. Then we'll put those out, and we'll cut those. The same with this, don't work these too much. And lastly, our cheese, we're going to do the same thing, add our cheese in. Give that a gentle mix. If you want your cheese scones to be a little bit more savory, you can, instead of using the Sprite, you can use club soda, which makes it a little bit more savory than adding the Sprite or the 7-Up. Okay. There are our cheese. Okay, our oven is ready, so we're just about ready to go. With your scones, I always like to just egg wash them. It gives them like a nice finish on the top and helps them to brown a little bit more. But you don't need to do that if you don't want to. So we've got our egg. I just slightly beat the egg. And just give them a quick egg wash. Okay, we're going in the oven. If you have a timer on your oven, set a timer. If you don't have a timer on your oven, make sure that you do set a timer. So we're going to set a timer for about 15 minutes, and then we'll check on them and see how they go. Okay, 15 minutes, we should be eating fresh scones. Okay, our timer is just about up, so we're just going to have a quick look and see if our scones are ready. So we're going to have a quick look. What we're looking for is for them to have risen and for them to be brown on top. So we've got that they've risen, but they're looking like they could still go a little bit more, so we would like them to be a little bit browner. So we're going to put them back probably for another 5 minutes and maybe turn up the temperature of our oven to about 420, just so that we can get a nice brown on top and they will be nice and ready to go. Okay, so our timer has gone off, so we're going to check on them, and those look amazing. So we're going to take them out because those look great. Okay, now it's time to taste our scones. My favorite is just a plain scone, but remember with scones you can go wild. So you can put cheese on your scones, you can put syrup, you can put just butter, Nutella, jam, absolutely anything. Whatever you like to put on your scones, anything goes. My favorite is just a plain scone with syrup. And butter, obviously, always butter. some golden syrup. Delicious. Enjoy. Hope to see you back again. Thank you for joining me, and I really hope you loved making scones.